Hello, all the crazy people out there. My name is Dragonite. Welcome back to the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Last time, we arrived in the great city of Whiterun, and we didn't really do much in here. We just ran all the way to the top of it and talked to the Jarl at the top of the hill, and we received our next assignment and our next quest from him. Today, I am going to not do that quest, and I'm going to instead run around the city of Whiterun and do a little bit of exploring. So, there's quite a bit to do in here. I guess I'll start out over in this direction. What do you have to say, mister?
The word of Talos.
Alright, is this gonna be boring?
Hello, my friend. If you seek knowledge about mighty Talos, you have most certainly come to the right person. In mortal life,
Uh-oh.
Talos was a Nord, possessed of unmatched tactical skill, limitless wisdom, and the power to see into men's hearts.
What have I gotten myself into?
Mastered the power of the voice, and with it he united the lands of men into a great empire. In southern lands, he was known by the name Tiber Septim. Here in Skyrim, we honor him by his proper Nord name. So great was his reign in life. When he ascended to the heavens, he was made Lord of the Divines. If you want to know more, I'm sure you can find any number of tomes on the subject.
Alright, that was actually a little bit shorter than I thought it was going to be. I thought he was going to be going on for a lot longer. So, I am not going to go with that second dialogue option. There is a bit of a debate, shall we call it, within the Elder Scrolls universe over how many divines there are. Divines basically being the, like, pantheistic, like, religion system. Gods, for lack of better words. Some people say there are 8. Some people, including this guy, say there are 9. The one of dispute is going to be Talos and or Tiber Septim, who the Nords tend to recognize as ascended to a god, and that everyone else tends to recognize as that's a little bit silly. And that's kind of not the crux of the whole, like, political situation in the game, but it does play into it in major ways, and we will definitely be seeing more of that. Up the hill, there's the companions. This is the home of those warriors who we will be doing side quests for later. Let's see. There's also some elements involving the elves thinking the whole thing is ridiculous to the point where they are trying to let's say outlaw worship of Talos, which is not going over very well with certain people. Let's see. This is a little tree in the center of town. It doesn't look very good. There's a lot of NPCs talking to me. There's a temple over here. Kinnereth is another one of the divines, whose status as a divine is not a matter of dispute. Let's see. You look like you're in charge. What do you have to say? Alright. Can I not talk to you from the other side of a pole? Good enough, I guess.
The Temple of Kinnereth. The Gildegreen outside was planted as a seedling in the early years of Whiterun. Disciples of Kinnereth could sense something holy in it, and traveled far to hear the winds of the goddess in its branches. Of course, not as many pilgrims these days.
The fever. My body burns.
To the east of here is a hidden grove where the Eldergleam resides. It's the oldest living thing in Skyrim, maybe all of Tamriel. Our tree here in the city was grown from a cutting of that tree. You can still feel the glory of the mother tree through it. Even its name is an echo. I've thought about that. Trees like this never really die. They only slumber. I think if we had some of the sap from the parent tree, we could wake up its child. But even if you could get to the Eldergleam, you couldn't tap it. Not with any normal metal. If you want to help, you'll need something to cut into it first. You'll have to deal with the Hag Ravens. I've heard about the weapon they've made for sacrificing Spriggans. It's called Nettlebane. The hags terrify me, or I would have gone after it myself. Your spirit is strong. Kinnereth's winds will guide your path. It's held in a Hagraven nest called Orphan Rock.
Alright, so that is going to be the beginning of another side quest. So each city in the game has a couple things in common. I guess I'll open up the map so that I can sort of point at things as I say them. So there's 9 cities in the game, 9 holds as they were, each governed by a Jarl. So there's Whiterun over here, there's Dawnstar, Morthal, Solitude, Riften all the way in this corner, Markarth, Falkreath. Over on the other side of the map, there's going to be Riften, Windhelm, and Winterhold. So Dawnstar, Morthal, Winterhold, Falkreath, those are going to be minor cities, which don't have like a walled city. They don't have like a loading zone for you to go through, a loading screen to enter. They're just they're bigger than places like Riverwood and Helgen, but not like by a lot. And Whiterun, Solitude, Windhelm, Riften, and Markarth, those are going to be larger cities. And the larger cities are all going to have some things in common. They're going to have a temple to one of the divines like this. I believe they're all going to have a temple quest. Oh, that's water down there? That's another thing I never noticed about this game. They're all going to have a temple like this. They're all going to have an associated temple quest for you to do. And I will... Probably whenever I reach a new city, I will go and, like, enter the temple and talk to whoever's in charge, and I will do the associated quest. But I won't, like, do the quest until after the main story eventually. This, by the way, is Kinnereth, who I believe is the god or the divine of sky, and, like, good weather and stuff like that, wild animals. I don't know all the divines off the top of my head, but... the shrines will, if you talk to the shrines, they will give you certain blessings. They will do things like cure diseases. The blessing of Talos, apparently, is the one I got from talking to the Shrine of Talos off by, Heimskr outside. Time between shouts is reduced by 20%, which lasts for 8 in-game hours. And, that will be relevant to a mechanic which we have not yet seen. Alright. If I go this way, off behind the temple, we can see another thing that all of the major cities have in common. So we've got some nightshade flowers, which are alchemy ingredients. And let's see, this is going to be the Hall of the Dead, and each of the major holds is also going to have a Hall of the Dead, which is basically a like catacomb network of sorts. I can't remember offhand if all of the Halls of the Dead have a side quest or otherwise some kind of a... What was that one? That was the Shrine of Arkay. Can't remember what that one's for. What that person is the god of. I can't remember if all of the Halls of the Dead have some associated quest or miscellaneous errand associated with them, but if I do talk to the guy who's in charge of this one... Alright, I guess that's what Arkay is in charge of. The god of death, I know him well. Alright.
I'm glad to know that because I need your help. You see, I've lost something precious. My amulet of Arkay. It's the source of my divine powers and also a sacred badge of office. I misplaced it in the catacombs. I'd look for it, but I have been hearing noises down there. I fear the dead have become restless. Without that amulet, I'm powerless to confront them. Would you be willing to search for it?
Alright, we can do this.
I'll just wait here and make sure nothing foul escapes the catacombs.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. So, Anders is your name over here. Apparently did not get the joke in the thing about the god of death. But that's okay. We don't have to explain the joke to him. Let's go inside. And if I come through this door, there's a skeleton who's rather rudely swinging a greatsword at me. I'd like it if you stopped. My health is low, apparently. I'd like you to, to not do that. All right. You don't have anything besides that greatsword, which I'm not really that interested in. Let's see. We can go and try not to get hit again, because if I get hit again, I probably will die. My health will regenerate over time. But we can just leave that for now. In here... Okay, so, again, we have a catacomb, some skeletons hidden in the, what do you call these? Like the shelves? I don't think they're called shelves. I think they have a name, but I don't know what that name is. Anyway, on this table over here, Death Blow of Abernanet. Abernanet. Alright, that's going to be a skill book, which is going to increase my, my block skill. Block is for, shields. I haven't really been making use of shields yet. I probably should. I will make use of shields later in the game when I get bored of magic. However long that takes and I start doing things with, like, physical attacks, that kind of thing. There's another skeleton down here. How about you don't do that? Anyway, skill books can be found throughout the game. There's probably, I want to say, about 100 of them in the game. And you can pick them up. You can get a free level on a skill, like I got on block over there. And they're convenient. I also got a level up. I'll go into that later. First, that's an unusual gem. That is going to be something of a one of the more tedious, boring, and annoying side quests in the game. The Stones of Baron Zaya. But I will be going and doing that eventually. And let's see, through this door, the amulet is somewhere in here, but I always have to, like, look for it. All right, right there on the table. Anders' Amulet of RK. It's not very bright in here, is it? Using fire spells will, like, create a little bit of light, but it's not really enough to, like, see anything using. There's other spells you can learn that are actually, like, mage lights and stuff, which you can use to cast light. And there are items which are torches, which you can equip for some like light casting fun times. Anyway, the Amulet of RK, by the way, there's every one of the divines has an amulet associated with them, which will also give you some kind of stat bonus. The Amulet of RK is apparently 10 points of health. You can wear that if you want. We're just going to have to give it back after we get out of here, so I don't really think there's a point. While I'm here... Alright, Studded Imperial Armor and Imperial Light Armor, they have the same armor rating. This is the one that Balgruuf gave us at the end of the last video. Alright. I will periodically be going into my inventory and checking, like, my armor ratings and stuff to see if I have any better equipment that I can put on, but I won't be, like, min-maxing it, as I said earlier. Alright, anyway, I found your thing.
Oh, thank RK. Please, take this gold for your troubles.
Alright, so that's going to be it for that little... It's not a side quest. It is officially, I believe, known as a miscellaneous objective. One of these things. But we're just going to do that as a favor to him anyway. Leveling up, as I was saying. So when your experience bar fills, you can kind of choose when to level up, which is occasionally useful. So leveling up will automatically heal your health, stamina, and magic, and that's that can be used to your advantage if you're in like the heat of combat and you need to heal something in a hurry and you don't have any items, or if you don't want to waste any items, you can sort of use a level as a free full heal, which is quite nice. Also, when you level up, you can get to choose to upgrade something. Early in the game, I'm going to start upgrading my magic, and we're going to start with that. I'm not going to do that forever. Eventually, I will also upgrade my health and stamina. I'm less worried about health and stamina. Right now, I think, at least early in the game, I'm not really too worried about things killing me quickly, so I'm just going to go and focus on my magicka for now. And you can also, every time you level up, you can choose a perk to like, select for some kind of passive effect. So, for example, if I go into the destruction tree, cast novice level destruction spells for half magic, that's going to be pretty useful, at least early in the game. All of the magical skill trees, there are 18 skill trees, 6 for magic, 6 for physical, and 6 for thief. But all the magic skill trees will have something along the lines of cast novice level conjuration spells for half magicka, cast apprentice level conjuration spells for half magicka, cast adept level spells, that kind of thing. Oops. Some other useful ones, the armor, so light armor and heavy armor. You can increase your light armor and heavy armor ratings by a certain percent with level up perks, which is quite useful. I keep closing out of the menu completely when I don't mean to. I'm not going to be going through all these right now, but I think early in the game, to increase my magical damage output, we will be selecting cast novice level destruction spells for half magicka. Alright, so my flame spell has gone from 6 magicka or 12 magicka per second to 6, and that of course means that I will be able to cast that for twice as long. By the way, I still haven't done like learning the spell tome for sparks. That's basically the electric version of flames. It's not the most amazing spell. I do like flames because it has the passive burning effect, which is quite useful. And fire is probably in most cases going to be the main offensive spell I'm going to be learning. Anyway, so there's some other houses. I'm not going to be going into like every single house in the game, House Greymane, House whatever, because I don't really feel like spending quite that much time doing this. But let's go and keep running. Whose is this, by the way? Is this that's Heimskir's house? All right, so he lives right across from his place of work, and by work I mostly mean evangelization. All right. So that's gonna be the upper level. Is this the Cloud District? I can't remember the names of the sections of Whiterun. I think this is the Cloud District up here. Down here we've got some market stalls. We can talk to some food sellers if we'd like. We can talk to Isolde over here. All right, so the Khajiit caravans. I don't think I pointed them out when I first entered the city, but the cat people in the Elder Scrolls have a bit of a reputation for being like sleazy and dirty in the physical sense, and they're typically not allowed in the cities except for the playable character. And you will see them. I think it varies based on day of the week, but you will occasionally see the Khajiit caravans either traveling on the roads or set up outside some of the cities, and you can trade things with them there. But you will not generally see them inside the cities. I don't know if this is an intentional parallel or not, and I have to be careful about how I want to go about saying this, but I've long thought that the Khajiit in this game, and in particular the way that they're treated by the other races, particularly the Nords, bear a striking resemblance to the Romani people, who are a group of people who I think originated in the Indian subcontinent and emigrated to and throughout Europe during the Middle Ages and early modern period. And the reason I make that connection is basically because of the way that they're treated by the rest of society. They tend to be shunned, they tend to be treated as outsiders, they tend to not be allowed to assimilate into the rest of society because they're basically different. They have a lot of negative stereotypes associated with them. Most people probably know the Romani people, unfortunately, because they were targeted by the Nazis during the Holocaust. And things definitely don't get that dark for the Khajiit in the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, or as far as I know, any of the other Elder Scrolls games. But not counting that part, that is a parallel that I can't help but notice. And again, I don't know if that's officially what the inspiration behind this particular character class is. And I don't really know if that's a connection that other people have made. But anyway, that's the Khajiit. I'll definitely be interacting with the Khajiit traders occasionally whenever I see them throughout this game.
I told him that one day I'd become the best trader in Skyrim. I met one of the caravan leaders, Madran. He said he'd help me get started if I could bring him a mammoth's tusk. Easier said than done. You do that? If you find one, I could teach you a thing or two about trading. Help you get a fair bargain in the future?
Alright. So that is going to be another not quite side quest, but small, minor, miscellaneous objective. Let's see. Over here we have a Arcadia's Cauldron, who is a potion seller. And I don't think I have a lot of money because I think I spent a lot of my money in Riverwood. Alright. Let's see. I probably will not actually buy anything, but I will look. So you've got potions to sell, quite a few potions, potion of haggling appropriately enough. You've also got some food and potion ingredients, and I don't really have any of that, do I? So by default, you can only sell items to a particular vendor if they specialize in that type of item. So Arcadia here is a potion maker, so I can only sell to her potion and potion adjacent items. Blacksmith, you can only sell armor and weapons and raw materials and that kind of thing. The next guy we're going to talk to is going to be Belethor, the general trader, who will just buy anything from you, buy or sell almost anything from you. And let's see, this guy's also a little bit entertaining.
My friend, everything. If I had a sister, I'd sell her in a second.
Oh, would you now?
Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
Let's see, you are going to have a little bit of everything. Basically the same sort of thing that the Riverwood trader would have had. So books, some spell tomes, some potions, some food, some armor and weapons and that kind of thing. Alright, I'm not going to really go through there. Let's see. Where else do I want to go? So up Up here, there's an inn. Inns are another thing that pretty much every city in the game has one of, sometimes multiples of. I'm not going to go in there for now. We will be spending some time in the Bannered Mare as parts of other quests. Over here, that's the Breeze Home. We'll be spending a lot of time there later. If I come up here, this is the Drunken Huntsman, which is another like tavern. I don't think it's actually got any rooms that you can rent and sleep in or anything like that. But I do think its name is funny, and I do want to just come on in here
in the market for some hunting supplies.
And ask you why the name Drunken Huntsman, because I think the story is funny.
I hear that question often. My brother Honorius and I came up with it one night after consuming rather too much mead. After our drinks, we went out for a moonlight hunt. We got separated, and in his drunken state, my brother mistook me for a deer. He shot an arrow that pierced my, well, rump. After such a memorable adventure, we knew we had the name for our shop.
Okay then. I used to know a guy a long time ago who had a shirt that said something to the effect of "bad decisions make for good stories." I feel like you can relate. Anyway, I probably not going to spend a ton of time in here. I did just want to go and share that. Last thing that we can do is come over in this direction and we can talk to Adrienne Avenici.
Blacksmith in Whiterun. Yorland Greymane's got that honor. Man's steel is legendary. All I ask is a fair chance.
She's the blacksmith of town, and you can buy and sell some blacksmith-related items from her, equipment and that kind of thing. And you can also do a little bit of a smithing tutorial, which I guess I'll do right now.
Actually, how about you smith me an iron dagger? Here's everything you need to make one. Go ahead.
So smithing in this game is fairly straightforward. I'm just gonna go up to the blacksmith forge, and we can we have a menu of different types of items that we can craft, and we can select the ones that we have the materials for. So she did ask for an iron dagger. Iron dagger can be found in the you know, iron menu. If I click on that one, we will create it.
Reminds me when I first started smithing.
All right, does it now?
Have you
We can go and turn this one in.
The steward up at Dragon's Reach. Not bad, but it's a little dull. How about you sharpen it up? Just need a bit of metal and the grindstone over there.
So in addition to creating items, you can also improve them on a grindstone. And you can, likewise, select our iron dagger, and we can hit R to craft it. Yes, please. Or R to improve it anyway. That's going to raise its stats from, like, whatever small number of damage that it was to 5 damage. And raise its value by a little bit. What do you think about this?
More ways than people realize. This looks good. You put time into your blades, they'll serve you well when you need them. You want to keep helping? How about you make some armor? Let's start by tanning some leather on the rack.
So there's going to be a bit of a tutorial for turning the raw ingredients into, like, actual items that you can use to craft things. So things like animal skins, which we might have picked up 1 or 2 of on the way. Wolf pelts, we can turn a wolf pelt into leather. And we can also do the same thing to the deer hide and the bear pelt and other things that we picked up along the way. There are, like, lumps of iron ore that you can turn into iron ingots in the smelter, and other types of ore that you can turn into the appropriate ingot, which you can then use in actual forging. But once we've done that,
Be the best black. Ah, good. A lot of weapons and armor need leather for straps fitting, that kind of thing. Let's see if you can make a hide helmet. Here's the rest of what you need.
all right.
Don't forget to check in.
So back to the blacksmith forge. Go into the hide menu. Hide, boots, bracers, helmet. It's the one that you were looking for. Let's go and craft that. If we turn this one in.
I should hire you to be my assistant at this rate. Let's improve the fit. Take this leather to the workbench over there.
All right, this is the last thing we got to do for her. But if we go over to the workbench, we can take the hide helmet. We can improve it, raise its stats by a little bit, and you can admire our handiwork, I suppose.
Keep working at your craft, and you'll be a fine smith one day. Why don't you keep that dagger and helmet? Maybe you will remember me when you're making Skyforge steel, huh?
Alright, so that's the end of the smithing tutorial. Crafting potions and crafting enchanted items works similarly, and also I guess crafting food, but food isn't really a very useful mechanic in this game. the way that it is in some other games. Let's see. Anything else here? I did notice when I was going through the workbench that I can also improve my Imperial Light Armor. Improve my armor rating from 25 to 28. I guess we'll do that. The Imperial Light Boots and the Imperial Light Helmet. So while we're here, I'll just do that. Increase my stats by a little tiny bit. And we can maybe take a little bit less damage in combat. And I think you also have another miscellaneous objective that we might do. If I talk to you.
That I do. I've got to, if I hope to be as good as Yorland Greymane someday. In fact, I just finished my best piece of work. It's a sword. I made it for the Jarl, Balgruf the Greater. It's a surprise. I don't even know if he'll accept it, but... Listen, could you take the sword to my father, Proventus Avenici? He's the Jarl's steward. He'll know the right time to present it to him. Thanks.
Alright, so voice actors reading off a script moment. You could actually hear that they cut two lines together in that one, presumably because she got the voice actress got the first half of it and then messed up the second half, and then they just decided to cut it together with another one. Also, another NPC calling the Jarl Balgruf instead of Balgruf the way that most people do. Anyway, so we can go and turn that little errand in. We're gonna go run up the stairs back to Dragon's Reach. And we can go... Alright, I was hoping I would be able to get a little bit closer before my stamina ran out, but that's alright. We can go talk to the steward, who is generally not a pleasant person. He's kind of a impatient sort of asshole. But we can turn in the quest. Maybe he'll like us a little bit better. And if I come up this way... Let's see, where are you? He usually likes to hang out around here. I do not see him. Where is he? Oh, is he eating? There he is. So I guess it's it is 12:50 p.m. I guess it's lunchtime. Preventus or Preventus. If I were to be a little bit more meticulous about my pronunciation, I have a sword for you.
From Adrian? Ah, this must be that weapon for the Jarl. Poor girl. So eager to prove herself. I'll present it to Balgruf when his mood is agreeable. Thank you. Please, take these few coins for services rendered.
Alright, so that's gonna turn that one in. We can hear...
But I don't want to be patient. I want to
All
get
this
right
standing
now.
around is
Father
rubbish.
promised.
You should be taken to fight
All
with
you ever
stormcloaks.
complain about what you
Divine's
want.
blessing.
You're a spoiled
May the
baby.
ground you walk quake as
I'm
you
going to
pass.
tell Father you said that. He'll tan your hide for sure.
There's a lot of banter between, you know, kids and whatnot in this game, and also between other characters in this game, but the kids especially are like they go at each other sometimes. I'm probably not going to stand around listening to all of it, but if I hear one that's especially entertaining like that, we can do it. Speaking of which, should I talk to this kid here while I'm at it?
She says things will get better for me once I start sticking up for myself. Yes, Wraith bullies me all the time. All the elders think I'm a milk drinker because I can't fight. Nobody understands. If you can get Wraith to leave me alone, I'll be your best friend. Forever. I'll pay you too. My whole life savings. 2 septims.
Grow a backbone, or I'll talk to her for you. All right.
Oh, good. She'll listen to you. I just know it.
Yeah, let's where can I find this kid? I don't know if we've actually seen Braith yet. You can occasionally find her around town, like threatening to, I don't know, break Lars's nose or whatever. Where does she usually hang out? She usually hangs out, I want to say, like on this side of town, sort of behind the temple, like up here maybe. Let's see. I think this is gonna be her. You Braith? You are Braith.
What are you looking at? I'm not afraid of you. No. Even if you are my elder.
All right, that's quite an introduction.
Yeah? Why?
Because I said so. I'm his bodyguard. He has a terrible disease. It's very contagious, or you want to get shipped off to the orphanage. All three of these answers are excellent, but I think this middle one is the most excellent.
Okay, I'll leave him alone. I was just kidding around. Besides, if you
Alright, normal grade school problems.
Done?
Do you get to the Cloud District very often? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't.
Alright, everybody's least favorite NPC in the game. Welcome. Before I end things off, I think there's one more thing that I'd like to do, and there is another side quest which can be found in town that I know of off the top of my head. And as usual, I won't, like, start it. I won't actually do it, but I think I will start it. So, Fralia, the NPC who likes to clip through the side of her market stall.
All I think about is my son, my Thorold. They say that he was killed, but I know better. I know my son is alive. Those battle-born, they're in with the Imperials. They know it too, and yet they lie to my very face.
Alright, I'm sorry, I can't take this seriously when you are just clipping through your market stall here. What is this about? How do you know?
I just know it. I could feel it in my heart. You have to believe me. Please visit me at my home. I can tell you the whole story.
Alright, that's gonna start another side quest. I will not be doing that now. However, I did want to just kick things off right at this moment. So this is, again, something that I think I mentioned when I first walked into town as a little bit of the factional rivalry that is to be found within Whiterun.
I spend a lot of time at the market stall so I can learn the merchant's trade. I need more experience if I'm going to run an inn someday.
Thank you for your contribution. Let's see, is there anything else I wanted to do in here for now? I don't think so. I guess I will stick my head outside just to see if the Khajiit traders happen to be out at the moment before ending this off. Let me just take my exit, and we will go and let's see. They usually like to hang out just outside the drawbridge, down over here, and they actually are. All right, so let's go and actually talk to these guys. You will give me a bit of an introduction, I think.
The longer we travel the roads of Skyrim, the more empty this land seems.
All right, so we can ask you some questions. What have you got for sale, for example? These are merchants after all. And I think these guys actually will, by default, cork ball brew. Interesting. They'll buy and sell, or they'll buy stolen goods from you. Rather, you can't ordinarily, if you steal something, sell it at a merchant. At least not without a late game speechcraft perk. Olive Vera leaves. I've never seen that. Is that some anniversary edition content? I feel like it probably is. Sure, I'll buy that. Cork bulb root. That looks cool. Oh, I don't have enough money. Oh well, I guess we won't be doing that. Other than that, general merchant, all the usual merchant things. I will not go through there. Let's see. I can ask you some questions, and I think I actually will talk to you a little bit.
It is all in this note.
Alright, balance of power. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if that's something that was always in this game, or if that is, once again, anniversary edition content.
The Khajiit hail from a distant land called Elsewhere, bordered on the north by Cyrodiil, and the south by the glistening blue waters of the sea. Elsewhere is an arid land of deserts and rocky canyons, where the sun shines warmly, always. There are cities so ancient, the sands have swallowed them whole. But now I will say no more, for I miss my home greatly. An astute question, for we are far from home, and this is a cold, hard land. The wise trader finds the best opportunities, even if he must travel far to find them. Skyrim is a ripe opportunity indeed. The dragons and the war have scared many other traders away, but for those with courage, there is much profit to be made.
Alright, you actually didn't tell me that much about, like, why you're actually not in the cities. Do the rest of these, does anyone else say anything about that? No? Alright, so I can ask you to train me in Sneak. There are a handful of skill trainers that can be found throughout the game who you can use to just, like, buy levels in various skills from. It's a decent money sink mechanic because Skyrim, as a lot of RPGs, tends to be a game where by the end of the game you will have, like, more money than the entire GDP of, like, a small nation. And being able to buy skill levels is a decent way to have something to do with your money, because the amount of money that you have to spend for levels gets greater and greater the more you do it. All right, you guys didn't actually have that much more to say, so I guess I'll end this off here. These are the Khajiit traders. Next time we will be heading off back in the direction of the main quest, Bleak Falls Barrow up there. In the meantime, my name is Dragonite. You should all go check out Wizarducks and the Lost Hat, which is one of the games that I like to work on when I'm not doing YouTube stuff. Link to the Steam page can be found down below. I hope you all enjoyed that, and where do I actually want to do the end screen for this video?